Hello and welcome to the NORA Showreel. I'm Lisa Chalet, I'm the General Manager of Shoes and Socks and a member of the NORA Advisory Council. I'm really happy to be here with Adam and Alison from ipSCAPE. Hello guys.
Hi Lisa, thanks for having us.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Tell me a bit about what you guys do.
So ipSCAPE are a multi-channel cloud customer experience tool, and we help retailers better communicate with their customers through phone, web chat, email and SMS.
And wow, the consolidation of all of those different avenues of communication is really important, right? Because there's just so much going on in the world of retail these days.
Definitely, especially during COVID, we found there were a lot of people who needed to bring that in-store experience, and because of lockdown and other attributes, they needed to then translate that to digital communication channels, or they were getting more customers calling them. So ipSCAPE really helped with that.
And how do you help with that? What kind of service do you provide?
So it's all cloud-based. It's cloud-based calling solutions, SMS, email, all the electronic solutions that you need these days for a business to run the back end. You know, customer service. It's critical.
Yeah, 100%. It has to feel authentic, right?
100%.
How do you get it to feel authentic?
ipSCAPE has a lot of tools, so things like scripts. So when someone's on the phone and you might have a multi-brand business and each of those brands might use different language, we basically provide scripts for the person on the phone to see who the customer is, what they might have purchased beforehand, and even the language to kind of convey that brand. And that's through the phone and through emails. We've got pre-written templates to make response times faster, and even web chat, putting that onto your website so it looks and feels organic and part of that digital experience.
Yeah. That's huge. I know from my business, obviously in customer service, I'm constantly saying to my customer service team, what are the insights? It's like critical because you're speaking to customers, yet it's really hard to consolidate the insights from those customers and pass them on to business decisions. How do you guys do that?
So one thing that we do is when people come in with ipSCAPE, it actually aligns people to it aligns customers and with the correct agent. So going through all the various channels that we introduce, you can actually go through to the right person for the right reasons. You've also got call waiting, call holding, which people hate these days. We can do the callback experience, and it's all about directing customers in the easiest possible manner, and it's all customer experience. And that's what we pride ourselves at ipSCAPE, is really creating that best customer experience. So when they eventually arrive to an agent, the agent actually has the ability to know exactly what's happened, all the previous transactions, conversations, etc. that have happened can actually be right in front of the agents. So they're dropped in on a call and they're actually educated on the call before they go.
And the great thing about the multi-channel solution is that there's centralized reporting.
Yes, and that's what I want to talk about now.
Yeah.
The businesses that use your product, which we'll get to soon, they must find that so valuable. Can you tell me some of the things that you kind of report on or can report on through your system?
Yeah, definitely. We can talk about how many calls came in, what's the wait time, how many people actually you spoke to, not just had a conversation with or tried to attempt to call, especially when you're re-engaging with your loyal database and you're making those proactive calls. We have things like a dialer that can really help bring efficiency so that you're reaching out to more people, and you can see how many calls were made, the response times, how many conversations were happening. And the great thing about the reporting tool is it consolidates that multi-channel experience. So you can see how many people were on the phone, how many emails came through, how many web chats came through. And then we also have, this ability to integrate with any BI tool. It's called ipSCAPE Insights. And basically any MySQL BI tool can be integrated with ipSCAPE. And businesses really want that right now, where they're not just looking at customer service on its own, but they want to integrate that with finance and marketing and other aspects of the business. You can pull that all together through our product.
That's amazing. I'm sure that must really drive sales. Do you have, feedback from your customers that they find that kind of integrated reporting really helps drive, decisions, but merchant decisions or service decisions, therefore sales?
Yeah, definitely. So it's not only does it drive sales, but it also reduces the cost to the sales. So we've got a number of use cases in the retail industry that have actually, it hasn't just increased sales, but it's actually reduced the cost of generating those sales.
Huge.
Which is critical. Cost of sales is just so high these days. So how do we reduce it?
100%. That's great. And are there some big customers that you're working with in Australia? Or that you want to work with in Australia?
Yeah, sure. We're actually working with each other. There are a lot of customers. We work with the Vita Group, who have multiple stores like Telstra Business Centres, aesthetics clinics. We also work with Laithwaite. So a lot of the wine companies are actually powered by ipSCAPE for their customer experience. And they actually found that they needed to move their workers to a home working environment very quickly during COVID, and they were all able to do that really seamlessly. And they found that there was a huge influx of not just calls from phones, but also through digital channels. So having that capability and the one technology platform to power phone, web chat, email, and SMS, I think was really critical.
Yeah, I'm sure. And is there any business that's too small for your product, or is it relevant for even that, I guess, smaller size network?
Do you want to?
Look, it's relevant to all businesses. ipSCAPE, we power people's web chat on their websites, their phones, their SMS, and everything. So look, it's applicable to everyone. Naturally, the bigger the business, the more value they're going to be able to get out of the ipSCAPE system. Because once you've got agents, dealing with teams, etc., you're going to be able to have specific call lists that you're going after, specific targets, campaigns, etc., which you can really dig into.
I find the power of ipSCAPE is the fact that we can grow with your business.
Yeah.
So a lot of people may come to us initially for just IVR, so just routing their calls, going to a 1-300 number, so it looks professional and is directing people to the right person, and then they grow from there. So they use us then to do that customer loyalty outreach and using our dialer and lead management tools. And then also for that digital aspect for web chat. We also found a lot of people were using us, especially during COVID, because they were getting an influx of mass emails and it was going to just say a contact form or a generic email address. We can actually help distribute those emails to the right people. And that has proven to be very relevant for small and large businesses. Because we're a license-based tool, it's really easy to scale. You can have 5 agents using us one day, and you can have 200 agents using us the next day.
And lead generation and I guess revenue building activities like that. Can you tell me a bit about how your platform works for those in more detail?
Yeah, sure. So our platform basically, you might have a CRM, and we have pre-built CTI adapters for things like Salesforce, ServiceNow, Zendesk, Dynamics. So you can basically bring a phone telephony into your CRM, which is so powerful.
That's massive.
Yeah, so when someone calls in, the call record pops, you can see who the customer is, and you can create that really personalized engagement straight away. But you can also use the platform on its own.
Totally.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, so I guess last question. What is the next frontier for customer service and for you guys? Not to put you on the spot.
I can answer this. Yeah, sorry. I think the next frontier is really building onto that digital experience and connecting that with the physical. So I think a lot of people are looking for how can they bring the rich experience in store and make it seamless and consistent with online. And I feel that ipSCAPE is really tailored for that, because we are not just the communication channels of today, but also of the future. We recently moved our platform to Microsoft Azure, which means we can spin up an instance anywhere and be very dynamic, and also bring all that AI and all that technology that Microsoft are building and make it seamless for the contact center. So we can apply it to creating virtual agents.
Totally.
Or multi-language servicing. We even have things like the intelligent IVR, where we're bringing in automatic messaging and notifications. So when someone wants to call in and say, what's my order, what's happening to it, we can automatically serve those messages. Or if a lockdown happens and all the stores close, 24 hours, you can service those customers and make it personalized and say, hi Lisa, we know that you attend the shoes and socks store in Chatswood. Unfortunately, that's closed due to COVID. Would you like to try our online store? So creating those dynamic messages, I think, is really powerful.
It's amazing, because actually thinking about it, you are the salesperson of the future.
Exactly.
Okay, last question. In terms of, I guess, commercially, because you've got obviously such a broad level of offering.
Yep.
What does that look like?
So the important part is it's a subscription. It's easy, and that's one of the big things that ipSCAPE takes on. Is we really want to make it as simple as we can. So it's a subscription for the service. Jump on board, and it's all based off per user cost.
That's awesome. Adam and Alison, thank you so much. That was really, really interesting.
Thanks for having us, Lisa.
Thank you for having us.